Here is why I don't date. Hardly. Still keep an open mind, which I have to give myself enormous credit for. Still having an open mind. If it feels right, I'll still give it a shot. But after you hear this video, I would love your insight. Am I missing something? Or maybe like how you filter people out so that you don't have to absorb too much bad energy, toxicity, without being too stressed out about it, so you can live a calm, peaceful life and sort of just let people weed themselves out. Yeah, any insight you have for me, we can swap notes and figure this out together, because it is something, the dating scene, you know, it really is. Okay, so here's what happened today, and it's a good representation of the macro picture of why I very rarely go out on dates. So I have a time set up, time place very specific for today actually, so it's fresh off this, fresh on my brain. It was for 11:30. So time set, everything perfect. So about 11 o'clock, I want to say, she says, hey, can we push it back a half hour? I'm thinking to myself, okay, do I allow it to happen? Because I've been around a while, it's a pattern. When someone has something set, especially a date, and then they push it back, that's usually almost always, if not always, the beginning of the pattern where it gets pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. Before you know it, your whole day is just taken away from you if you allow that to happen. So I learned that lesson a very long time ago. But I'll still give somebody at least one chance. I'm like, okay, all right then. So rock solid, 12 o'clock it is then. Great, okay, set, confirmed and everything. So 12 o'clock comes around, I give this person a call. I'm like, hey, it's 12 o'clock, you ready? And she's like, no, you know what, I still haven't even, I wanted to get a quick tan in. That's why I pushed it back to 12, and I haven't even gotten the tan in yet, and I'm looking for something in my house. So can we push it back until like 1? And at that point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this was a non-emergency, like pretty stupid reason to push something back. She didn't know she wanted a quick tan when we made this appointment, or she could have done her tan around this. So it puts me very low in the totem pole of priorities, right? Definitely non-emergency. And so when she pushed it back the first time, she didn't do what she was going to do, which was take a tan or get in a quick tan. And then she wanted to push it back again, but didn't tell me until I called her at 12, which was our second confirmation time that we were going to meet at. So just a whole breakdown of communication, completely 100% on her shoulders, and for a stupid reason to push something back. So at that point, it's a pattern, right? So when she says, can we push it back till 1 o'clock now, because I still haven't even gotten my tan in yet at that point. So tell me if you think I was out of line here. Here's what I said to her, and I'll preface this with saying I didn't say this to be mean, just to point out it is what it is, and just making her well aware and also canceling. But here's what I said. I'm like, no, at this point, you pushed it back multiple times, and for non-emergency reasons, you put it back because you wanted to get a tan, and you're not communicating with me. So what you're telling me is that you want 100% access to my time to manipulate my whole day away from me, and I'm not giving anybody that kind of access or power over me. So I'm canceling. We're not going to go out. I'm canceling with you. And then I hung up. That was it. So was that mean? Was that wrong? I don't think it was. I really don't. Just very matter of fact. You can't treat people like that, especially, you know, ladies, comment on this. If you were to find a guy who would just put up with that crap, being put back, really bad communication, and just for BS reasons, would you even want a guy like that? I mean, that's, in my mind, a guy would have to have no self-respect, have nothing going on with his life, altogether just a low value, low energy, low vibrational kind of human being. And a lot of girls wonder why they end up with toxic men. It's really bizarre to me. So when someone doesn't respect my time, I'm out. And I'm principled about it. Of course I'm going to respect said person's time. If I'm going to date somebody and she doesn't show or express any enthusiasm for me, then I'm out. And that's a weird one, because why would somebody not express enthusiasm? Well, there's two reasons. One, because she's not interested, so that would make sense. But when someone makes a date with me, especially when they initiate it, like as was the case with this one, and then they don't show enthusiasm, they disrespect time, that doesn't make any sense to me. So the other possible reason would be because they're playing games. So they are interested, but it's a manipulation thing, playing hard to get, you know, that age-old thing, in which case I'm also out. Whether it's a lack of enthusiasm because she's either not interested or because she's playing games. Either way, I'm out. I'm not sticking around for that. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm attracted to women who are attracted to high vibrational, high value men. Because after all, I am a high vibrational man. And so I know that's not going to jive well with, unfortunately, the majority of women out there in the dating pool. Man, that is a sad state of affairs. But it is what it is. I would rather be single. I've always held that belief. And kudos to me for still being open to dating. Like, as much as this situation sucked, I mean, look at me. I'm all dressed up in this, and I'm going to go out later tonight, go dancing. Tonight's Tuesday. It's bachata in Milwaukee. So I'm already dressed up for that. But I was also dressed up for this little outing here with a woman who I thought was interesting. And but what are you going to do, man? So, yeah, comment below. How would you have handled it? Would you have said what I said or something similar to it when I told her that I'm canceling the date, just pointing out the obvious? I'm not going to give you access or that kind of power or access or control over my life to just manipulate my day away from me by pushing a set time back and back and back for BS reasons that are non-emergency. How would you have communicated that? And would you filter people out any differently? I tend to sort of let them filter themselves out because it seems to be less stressful. It's still, it's still a pet peeve of mine, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I just met this person, and because I did not allow her to do this to me multiple times, it's just today I'm going to feel a little burned versus like day in and day out. Oh my God, she did it again. Oh my God, she did it again. Oh, that kind of a thing. I used to do that, but that's, gosh, 15 years ago, I would say I learned that lesson, maybe 20 years ago. So that's a long lesson learned. But it's still, man, it still gets under my skin a little bit, at least for 5 minutes, the day of that it happens. But it doesn't drag on day after day, week after week, month after month. But man, there's people out there, they will consume the life out of you if you let them. So you really do, I mean, there's a moral lesson here that I learned 15, 20 years ago is don't let people do that. I mean, maybe once, even once is questionable. Everything is very individualized. It depends on all the circumstances and so forth. But sometimes it's like, okay, I'll give this person another chance. Or sometimes it's like, nope, red flag right off the bat. Not going to go there. Done. Over and out. But this one is like, okay, I'll give her this one shot. It's pushing it back only a half hour, and it's the very first time, and it's the first time I would have seen this person. But then she kept doing it, and she gave me the reason why she was doing it. It's like, oh God, no. So that became a red flag instantly at that point. And I communicated to her the way that I did in a non-judgmental, non-mean-spirited way. I didn't try to tear her down. Just, no, I'm not giving you that kind of power and access over my time. We're not going to postpone it. I'm canceling. And click, hung up. That's it. So feedback is appreciated. Swap notes, see what works for us, what doesn't work for us. Because it is something to sort through, man. All of us are deserving of finding real affection and love and romance in our lives, if that's what we want. Peace out. Mwah. Bye for now.